I am the girl gardener and this is my cottage garden. I don't live in a cottage, it's just a cottage garden and it's 5 years in the making. So this greenhouse is not very big at all. I think it's what you would class as a recreational greenhouse. It's roughly 7.5 feet by 5.5 feet, and I added some horticultural bubble wrap just to add some insulation to it with these clips. I can't remember what these clips are called now. If I find out what they are, I'll add them into the description, but all you do is you put them into the gaps in the greenhouse and that holds the bubble wrap in place, so it's easy to remove as well. But I'm going to start on this side of the greenhouse. We've got quite a few things going on here. We've got lots of cosmos growing, which are doing very well. I might actually sow more of these. So I've got Sensation, I've got Candy Stripe, and I've also got Purple Fizz, but this Purple Fizz, sorry, Fizzy Purple, hasn't done very well at all. I've then got some Purple Echinacea here, which is doing quite well. And a bunch of sunflowers, which are a little bit leggy, but they'll be fine. I just need to add some more sticks just to get them to stand up and grow straight up instead of all wonky. I'm going to come back down here. We've got a few little amaranthus growing, but I need to sow a lot more seeds. And we had some scarlet pimpernel that I sowed, but I think only 2 plants have grown. We also have cucamelons growing here, which are doing very, very well. I think it's probably time to pot these on, actually. Let me just take one out. That's what they look like right now. And they're growing in the coir coins. Yeah, you can see all the roots are starting to come out from the bottom. So that's how they are currently doing. Really happy with those. This is a tray of dwarf marigolds. Just recently sowed these, so they've come up quite nicely. On some of them we haven't got any germination, but I mean that's to be expected with a lot of seeds. On this shelf here I've got all of my cornflowers, which I have potted on because they really needed the growing space, and they're doing okay. I've got some that look a little bit floppy here. That's the larger ones. And then I've got the ones here at the back. They are doing much, much better. And I also potted on all of my straw flowers. Some of them have gone into coir pots. Some of them have gone into these trays, which are just recycled trays from when I've bought petunias and things like that. These ones at the bottom, they look a little bit sad. I'm not sure what's going on with these, to be honest. I'm hoping that they will perk up soon. And then on the bottom shelf, oh sorry, I missed this one here. I've got more sunflowers growing all along here. They're not all for my garden. I'm actually going to be giving a few of them away. But they're doing well. And on the bottom shelf, I've got 3 trays of zinnias. The zinnias are very, very nice. We've got lots of good, strong growth on them. This tray was sown after these ones. So I did these 2 trays, and then I decided to do another tray here. And to be honest, they are actually ready to be transplanted out, but I've got to wait a little bit longer because our last frost date, or the predicted frost date, is between the 1st and the 10th of May. So that's this section of the greenhouse done. That's like the right hand side when you walk in. So this is the middle shelf now, and I'll show you from top to bottom, I think. So on the top I've got lots of tomatoes, which actually need a really good drink now. I've been potting them on and all sorts of things, so they are looking very, very healthy. That's Moneymaker. There we go. And then we've got some more that I sowed much more recently, so you can tell the difference between the early sown ones and these ones. These have been very, very happy in the greenhouse, not had any issues with that whatsoever. We've got some little lupins here, which are so cute. I should probably pot these on, actually. They are also growing in the coir coins. And more tomatoes at the back. That's my seed snail that I've got growing there. They're doing okay. They are doing okay. I think it is a pretty good idea to do seed snails. They take up a lot less space. On this shelf here, I've got my peppers. I'd say the growth has slowed down a little bit. However, they are putting on side growth as opposed to height. They're getting sort of bushier. And we've got some different types. We've got cayenne pepper, curry pepper. I've got padron peppers, that sort of thing. The same in these ones. These ones are not looking so great, but we're going to carry on with them anyway. I've got foxglove here growing at the back. Some onions. This tray here, I bought that. I just saw it was £2.25 in B&Q, so I picked it up. These are my seed sown onions. And on this one, what is this one? I think it's I can't remember what it is. Purple loosestrife. Purple loosestrife. So what happened was I've sown some in here, but then I had these coir coins and I accidentally left them outside in the rain. So I just sprinkled a few of those seeds on top. So that one you can see there is some germination here. They are very tiny. There's only a couple of seeds that have germinated there, and I don't think there's anything here. The idea is you've got to keep the soil a little bit moist when trying to germinate these seeds. The next shelf down we have lots of different things. We've got courgettes, pumpkins, all of that sort of stuff. So this is called Summer Holiday, this tray here. We've got Queensland Blue, some more butternut squash here. I've got a few different ones in this one. Banana winter squash. They didn't work out very well for me last time, so I'm trying again with them. I have got some pumpkins here, which is jack-o'-lantern. This one, they all look the same, that's the problem, but they all have different names. The plants look the same anyway. What's that one? That's polar bear. And I've got, what's going on here? Tom Fox. And then this tray here is courgettes. And those plants are doing really well. I should probably pot those on as well. But they've been doing absolutely fine up until now in the greenhouse. No extra heat. Nothing like that at all. Just, you know, with the insulation. And it's been fine. On the bottom shelf, I have all cucumbers. So we've got a few different varieties. We've got a classic cucumber, which is just there. We've got Beth Alpha, which is here. We've got, I think these ones are Beth Alpha as well. They're a mixture of Beth Alpha and Market More. As you can see there, the spots are just where I used plant feed and it ended up getting on the leaves. And then the ones here at the front are all Crystal Apple. I do like Crystal Apple cucumbers. And then on this shelf here, just a few extras that don't really fit along with these. I didn't want to risk kind of squeezing them in. I mean, I suppose maybe I could put it here. Could put it there. I don't really want it to fall off though. That is called Big Macs. That's a pumpkin. And these are more butternut squash. The variety is called Waltham. And then I just need to show you what's going on this side of the greenhouse. Now the two trays that are growing back there aren't doing very well, so I will take those out. They were spinach and rocket salad. I'll bring you up here. And I don't know why, but I've got all these little bugs flying around here. I've been trying to get them out, but I can't get them out. I don't know what they're doing. We've got, what is this one again? It's a romaine lettuce that we've got here. These need planting out as well. And then I've got lots and lots of lettuce here that also needs planting out. This is all year round lettuce. And I need to sow more as well because I am trying to keep on top of successional sowing as well, which is where you kind of sow seeds every couple of weeks. Down here, in need of a bit of a drink, is a little seed snail with some Romanesco cauliflower in it. I'm probably just going to put that here and then pour some water into that tray. And then we've got some kohlrabi, which is doing very well. It's looking a bit leggy, but it'll be fine once it's planted out. That's ready to go out, if I'm honest. We have some, and that's the Rudbeckia, which could do with being separated. And then we've got some more marigolds. So marigolds are doing really, really well here. Next shelf down, I actually bought these from the garden centre. So some more Romanesco because mine were, you know, I've only got a few there. So I decided to just supplement it with some more. That was £4 for the tray. And also some sprouts. Decided to just go ahead with those. And then on the bottom is the order that you saw in my previous video from Thompson & Morgan. So there were the 72 plug plants for £10. And as you can see, they've settled into the trays really nicely. As you can see, try not to get the handles into the video. There you go. I'm really, really pleased with those. Plenty of time before I plant those out though, because they are still quite small. I also have a few citrus plants, which to be honest, they didn't do well. When we went to last year, we went to like -6, or was it the year before? And they really suffered quite a lot, and to be fair, they've never bounced back. So I'm not really quite sure what I'm going to be doing with those. That I'm pretty sure has an infestation of something that I need to sort out. And then I also have my sweet corn, which is not doing so good. It looks like it's being eaten. Yeah, it is. It's actually being eaten by something. I could sow some more seeds. I may actually have to sow some more seeds, yes. They were doing extremely well, and now they're not doing so good at all. So I think probably what I'll do is just pop more seeds in where the cells are not doing well. I think that's what I'll do. And then just outside the greenhouse. So yeah, anyway, hold on. What I'm going to be doing is I normally sow, if I move back so you can see the whole thing, I normally grow all of my tomatoes in the greenhouse. So what I do is once everything's been moved and planted out, I'll plant all of the tomatoes along here. So I'll be removing all of the shelves from there, leaving the shelves in, but removing the actual grids. And then I plant the tomatoes in, and they just kind of grow up through those. So that's my plan. And outside the greenhouse, whoopsie, I've just stepped on something. Outside of the greenhouse, I've got all of my lupins. So all of these are full and ready to be planted out. As you can see, I love lupins. You probably have guessed by now because there are so many of them. But they are ready to be planted out, so I need to get onto that job. But yeah, that's just a quick little video just showing you what's going on inside the greenhouse, how it looks as of spring 2025. I hope you enjoyed that, and if you have any questions, just let me know.